All right, let's take you to Krugersdorp now. Rape, sexual assault and robbery charges have been withdrawn against 14 suspects in the Krugersdorp Gang Rape case. It comes as DNA results could not link them to the crime. The question now is, who is to blame for the blunder? Police say the men were identified by victims during an identity parade. eNCA reporter Manqoba Mchunu is in Krugersdorp getting reaction from residents there. Manqoba, I understand that residents in Krugersdorp are not happy. Some of them saying that the Minister of Police coming there was just a publicity stunt. He's had a response so far, Manqoba, to what happened in court yesterday. Tell us what he said.
Well, certainly, Masiho, many residents here saying that they are disappointed. They say that what police were doing here was just a pure, PR exercise as far as arrests are concerned, saying that they knew all along that the men that were behind bars are not those that are responsible. But of course, the police minister saying that as police, they had relied, Masiho, on those identity parades, on the victims to actually identify these suspects. He says that there were identity parades that were carried out just before those 14 men could then be placed or before the court roll or to appear before court. And he says that from those identity parades, some of the victims had identified these suspects as those that had sexually assaulted them. But when it came to the second, verification, this is after the DNA testing was done. Masiho, you'd recall that, of course, there were several DNA tests that were conducted. And the minister also alluding to the fact that they had to redo some of those DNA tests. He says that when it came to the second verification, that's where the problem came, because some of these victims were then reluctant as far as pointing out some of those men. They were not certain whether these were the right suspects or not. And therefore, for this reason, simply because they were not able to verify them, and also because the DNA also had shown that none of them were involved in this. This is the reason then the NPA could not continue with this particular issue. We do understand that there was a consultation that had taken place between the NPA as well as the victims and investigators in this particular case. And this is what led to this case then being, these charges rather being withdrawn against these particular victims. But Masiho, the minister, saying that they're not disappointed at all as police. And this is because he says investigations are still continuing at this particular stage. But take a listen to what he had to say earlier on when answering a question by my colleague Pamandla Koke.
Many people were rounded off there, quite a big number. And then the first step was a identification photo parade that was made. And the victims, the people that were survivors, identified those 14 people. The arrest was based exactly on that. But because it's a sexual offense and the rape, we had to go an extra mile as usually do. We went for the DNA. We wanted to be thorough to such an extent that half of those people, the second DNA was taken. All that DNA has come back negative. But let me say, the way we were thorough, we created a special team in the laboratories to deal with the issues of Krugersdorp. 300 DNA tests have been taken to be far beyond these 14 people that have been arrested. When we go for verification, especially for the people that have identified those people, they were very much hesitant. They were very much not sure as they were in the initial. Well, it can be explained from the understanding of themselves why they were not sure. So NPA then could not take the matter forward. But it must be said here that the investigations are going on and other elements are still looked at. You remember that there is a case, even as we speak today, that is going on the matter. Disappointed? Yes, because we thought we would have arrived at our destination. But disappointed? No, because we are continuing and will finally crack the case.
And Manqoba, he says that they've finally cracked the case, but for those 8 victims, there's still no one who's facing charges for that gang rape. What are community members in Krugersdorp telling you after what happened yesterday?
Well, Masiko, the community members here are saying that they're quite disappointed. In fact, some of them saying that they were actually expecting this to happen. They're saying that, when these arrests were made, it was quite clear that, police were just going after the foreign nationals that are here in this community. So they're saying that, they were not convinced from the onset when police were carrying out these operations, because they're saying that it would be hard for police to pinpoint exactly who was behind this, because they're saying that, as far as, this is concerned, those Zamazamas at the time had not been in the community when the police were here. And they're saying, Masiko, that they are back in this community now. And this is because, the police visibility that was here has since been removed. So they're saying, Masiko, that they feel that the police have let them down in terms of trying to get rid of the crime in this area. They're saying that even now they're feeling unsafe as community members. They're saying that the curfew that was here in this community, the 6 o'clock curfew in the evening, has also come back. And this is because of the fact that the police are no longer here in this community. So we did speak to some of them. They're telling us, Masiko, that they are back to square one as far as the safety is concerned in this community. And of course, they are saying that they'll leave it to police to arrest those behind this particular incident. But at this stage, they are really saying that they have no hope that this will happen anytime soon.